That sounds like something wonderful. I like that, huh? Good morning, everybody. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, yes, it is. Something wonderful, yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Hey, what are you feeling? Feel it in my body. Yes. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And I won't let go. Don't let go. Something wonderful. That's right. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Right now. Something wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Let me hear you now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go. Something wonderful, I feel so good. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Yes, it is. Something wonderful, yeah, yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Danny Rio, take me to the bridge. Love is love inside. We can let it shine.
close your eyes and bring attention to your breath, welcoming each breath as a living elixir from the universe, allowing the breath to saturate and nurture every cell in your body, allowing the breath to relax, soften, and replenish your mind. All of your thoughts and concerns are melting. To replenish your spirit, centering you in the here and in the now. With each exhale, give the gift of your beingness back to the universe. And sense in this exhale the universe fully welcoming you, every part of you, your body, your mind, your spirit, your humanity, your divinity. Feel the gratitude flowing to you from the universe for the beauty of this natural exchange. Breathe inside of this mutual gifting, this mutual welcoming. I invite you now to notice the radiant energy of this mutual exchange. Like an overflowing cup, allow this welcome to embrace our planet, saturating, nurturing, healing her physical body, loving her soul, allowing it to build in you and to pour forth from you as you bring your attention to those around you. Allow this foundational welcome to embrace this one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And I invite you to extend this embrace to those who are here with us virtually, and those who will watch the recording later. For we are all here knowing and breathing inside of the infilling of love that is already present in every part of our service today, through every prayer, every song, every word embraced in this cosmic welcome. Take another deep breath in, and when you're ready, you may open your eyes. So welcome, beloveds. So delighted to be here with you today. My name is Lisa Lee. I'm the spiritual leader here. And I want to begin by welcoming our amazing family and visitors that are online with us virtually, just to let you know that you are indispensable to the magic that we're going to be creating today. And we can't see you with our eyes, but we feel you fully with our hearts, and so deeply appreciate the fact that you're here with us today. And next, I would like to invite anyone who may be here for the very first time to stand. And we don't have to ask you anything, you don't have to say anything, but we do have a few gifts for you. So if this is you, I invite you to stand. It means that we're all family. That means all of us have come back at least once. I think that's so exciting. Demonstration of our abundance. So welcome, family. And next we have another amazing group of people to acknowledge, and that's those that have birthdays in the month of July. Woo-hoo! So anyone here with a July birthday? Yay! Could you stand? We have to serenade you, Rosie. Anyone else? Yay! Girl, love you, love you. Keep standing. We have to sing a song to you. We have to serenade you.
For each child that's born, the morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, the morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreams. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, the morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, the morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are one.
Yay, thank you so much for celebrating the planet with your beautiful light and your presence. We so appreciate you. And now it's an opportunity for our in-house Sangha to stand and to greet each other in the spirit of what we say is Sayubona, which means that we see you. And with all friends here.
just the way you are. You do not need to change a thing to feel the love in this room and be part of our Sangha. So, my name is Don Fouts. I'm part of the leadership team, and I like to call this segment the thank yous and the invitations. So, our thank you today is for the men of the center. If you don't know, we do have a men's group. It's a combination of CSL and Unity Men, and we get together the first and third Sundays in between services. And today we talked about our agenda for the year, and we're very excited. What you can be thankful for is they organize the snacks between services, before, after. And who doesn't like snacks? So thank you, men of the center. And what we want to do next is we have an identity and a purpose statement, and we can read those together now. We are family for each other, welcoming, nurturing, and awakening one another at depth. Now don't forget that at depth thing. This is not just a surface level hello. There's depth. And our purpose, birthing the new human as the face of evolving love on the planet. And I am very excited about this service and Lisa's message, the evolution of understanding, and Charles Fillmore's 12 Powers, understanding is one of those. And so we're going to be looking at that more deeply. And I'm very excited because the special reading, just the whole talk, I know is going to be phenomenal, no pressure. All right, so we do have some ongoing events here. The first one to bring to your attention is Life Reflection Cafe. That is live only. It is on Monday, so tomorrow at 10 a.m. Jamie Jetty will be here, and it is life reflection. So bring whatever it is that's on your heart, and you will share that together. It is a awesome class, and Jamie is a phenomenal, I want to say counselor or just holder of being with people with whatever they're going through. Next on our weekly events is on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Am I saying this correctly? Wednesday, 1 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I've only been there for the last 4 years every Wednesday. It's online only, and we really review what the theme is for the weekly talk. So we'll go through the special reading and share the depth of that. And we'd love to see you there. To get the Zoom link, you'll have to register on our website. And so unitylasvegas.org, I believe. And finally, our ongoing A Course in Miracles. And I have to share, I asked Amy this morning, I said, Amy, bring me something that you're currently reading, because she's doing the lessons. And this is what she brought. This is lesson 185. And it says, I want the peace of God. To say these words is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. If you could but mean them for just an instant, there would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Heaven would be completely given back to full awareness, memory of God entirely restored, the resurrection of all creation fully recognized. So that's pretty powerful. Don't you think, Marcia? Yeah. So to enjoy this group and so much more, come on Thursdays. We're live at 6 and online at 6. And the Course in Miracles people would love to see you. All right, the opening mic listening room is this Friday. Michael Davids, yes, thank you so much. This is an ongoing once a month visitation where you get to share your poetry, You can share your music, you get to be amongst some really talented and maybe less talented presenters, but it's all a very blissful time. We'll see you this Friday at 7 o'clock live here. All right, and Ira's got something to share.
Share the mic.
Okay.
Hi, there's no slide for this, but at Tuesday at 1 p.m. there'll be a safety meeting, a 1-hour safety training from Metro PD for people that want to be in leadership or be, let's say, an usher or just watch what's going on. It's to help us be organized in the case of an emergency. So it's 1 hour, anyone's invited here, 1 p.m. Tuesday. And then one more thing, we've had a couple people in the last week inquire about energy work, and Kathy and I are actually longtime energy work teachers. We'll be doing an informal little group of empowerments for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes after the service if people want to stay. And we'll do we're talking about doing something more regular and scheduled and organized, but if you want to stay after, we'll give out some empowerments. And one of them you can actually pass on.
So will you be meeting in the library?
Here.
You're gonna meet here. Well, that sounds fantastic. And finally, we are going to dream big and prosper. This is a series coming up, and you have some more details for us on that?
A little bit.
All right.
This is a series that Reverend Florence Monzon is going to be doing, and she's very excited about that. This is going to be on Saturdays, 3 Saturdays in the month of August, the 9th, the 16th, and the 30th. And this is based totally on her book. And I really love being with Florence. She just lives and drinks and breathes the principles of the 12 powers and the 5 unity principles. So it's really wonderful to be able to work directly with her. So I highly recommend that you come and attend that. We will have that probably up for registration within the coming week. Oh, I'm still me, alrighty. All right, so next is our prayer time. This is one of my favorite times in the service, and I invite you, if you did not pick up a prayer slip, to raise your hand. And we have the 3 enlightened beings that will be coming around, giving you your prayer slips. And this is an opportunity. I always like to think about prayer is not begging something from God. It's really creating a portal to receive something that the universe is really longing to give you, or longing to give your loved ones. I love looking at it that way. There's a tremendous amount of energy that is involved and prosperity that's involved with that. And so our affirmation for today is, I am ever amazed by love's grace. And so bringing this idea of grace into your prayer life is very, very powerful. And I always love grace. Grace is the unconditional love that is expressing beyond what you think is possible, beyond the laws of physics, beyond any types of structures. It's availability, it's strength, it's gentleness, it's compassion, it's love. And so I just invite you, as you are filling out your prayer slips, to really embrace this element of grace. And I always think grace has this magical quality to it, because I don't know about you, but I'm always surprised, with grace. It's always kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm loved. And so be able to say that and to remember that, as you're filling out your prayer slips, knowing that there is nothing that is impossible for God. Right?
You will do amazing things with the joys each new day brings. And with every breath you take, bless the progress that you make. live. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing. You will do amazing things. All the places you will go, and the people you know. Don't worry where, when, how. You don't have to know right now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. And let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
Wow. John Jones
Danny Rio.
and Danny Rio, that's just phenomenal. Thank you. I feel the heart of John Jones in that song. So, here we are. And let's consider grace. There is a grace that puts me right here in front of you to pray for your abundance, to know that your abundance is flowing easily and freely. And it's not because you deserve it, it's because you were born. We are all born in divinity, and here we get to wake up to that truth. It comes with it the blessings of wholeness, physical health, easily manifesting in every cell. Just breathe that in. Notice that you are lighter. There is more light in this moment. And today we are grateful to be here in celebration of life Kathy and Marcia. Beautiful souls. And is there anybody here, raise your hand if you don't know who Charles Fillmore is. So we all kind of, yeah, I knew there would be one. Our niece, we are so delighted to have Amy's niece here today. And I'm not going to call her out, but Charles Fillmore is the founder of Unity. And he wrote about the 12 powers, and Lisa's going to talk more about that. But today's lesson is on the power of understanding. He assigned a color and a disciple to each of those and a location in the body. And so the color is gold. The disciple is doubting Thomas, who wanted to understand. And the location is in the back of the brain. All right, so the affirmation, the light of my understanding reveals new paradigms of love. And Rumi, your longing for me is my message to you. All your attempts to reach me are in reality my attempts to reach you. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere, they're in each other all along. And for Lisa, the power of understanding is our soul's desire to know God as a primal calling ingrained deep within. It's as if within our soul's coding, there is a homing device ever tuning us to the frequency of the divine in every expression throughout the cosmos, ever tuning us to a magnificent universe longing to know itself in and through us, alluring us into new paradigms of love just beyond our perceptual edges. Today, I allow the allurement of love to expand my capacities of understanding the divine. I behold the infinite face of God in my longing to find rest in the vast wisdom of a God who is beyond the confines of space and time, whose love will always be larger than any condition I can or ever will experience. I behold the infinite face of God in my longing for a God who is close enough to hold me when I am hurting, and personal enough to see and know me. I take this personal. Trying to figure out where to pick up here. All right, so I'm just going to go with the whole sentence again.
Good.
I behold the intimate face of God in my longing for a God who is close enough to hold me when I'm hurting and personal enough to see and know me in my true essential nature. I behold the inner face of God in my longing to be the eyes, ears, hands, and feet of the divine in the world, fully expressing my unique flavor of love and joyfully surprising everyone I see with magical possibilities. The generativity of this mutual human divine longing manifests many inroads, many mansions with countless open doors. I say yes to this perpetual invitation to behold yet another face of God. In the affirmation, we can say it together: the light of my understanding reveals new paradigms of love. And so it is.
2, 3.
Show me all that I must do. Use me
And so, we have this amazing power of understanding that we're going to live inside. But before we get there, we have some really cool stuff that's happening on Sundays coming up. So I just wanted to chat with you a little bit about that. And first, July 27th, we have Paula Sadler. I hope that she happens to be listening in. Is going to be doing the message for the first time. I'm so excited about that because we have really nurtured Paula here, and she has done some of the special types of little segments where we talk about the transformation, the love moments, and she actually has started her own online ministry. And so we have so many wonderful things. Paula, just as a person, really takes the spiritual principles to heart. Like if she hears something, she's going to immediately apply it in her life. So it's been such a beautiful time in these past few years to work with her and to nurture her. So I'm so excited to be able to announce that she's going to be doing the lesson on the 27th. And then next we have Reverend Florence. In addition to doing the Saturday class, she and I are going to be co-leading the Sundays that go right before. So you'll have this kind of bookend of prosperity. We have something on Sunday and something on the following Saturday. So we're going to be co-leading Sundays on the 3rd, the 9th, and the 24th. And as I mentioned before, she is just a complete light. So I'm so excited about what we can co-create together today with her. And then next we have Azan coming on August 17th, aka Reverend Jim Lee. So he will be back doing two amazing things. One is that he will be speaking on that Sunday, but he will also be barbecuing chicken at the community picnic on the 23rd. So we're looking forward to that. That's been kind of this annual ongoing thing. Looking forward to that. And then on the 31st of August, we have Mary-Liz Monzon. That is Florence Monzon's daughter. And she will be doing the lesson August 31st. She is a complete powerhouse. If you were here a few weeks ago, I mean, she's got just so much energy. It's just an amazing kind of thing. But very deep insights and very much tied in with what we're doing here in Unity, and then just a broad reach of connectivity with various wisdoms in the universe. So that'll be a very wonderful thing. Alrighty. So here we are with the power of the month. This is something that we're going to be doing the first Sunday of every month, unless something else amazing happens. But so far as we know, it'll be the first Sunday of every month. We pick one of Charles Fillmore's 12 powers in order to really tap into this particular energies. Each 12 of them, I love using this word portals. Each one of them is a portal into a deeper aspect of who we are as human beings. It's like we usually go through the day with just a small idea of what's possible for us. And so really tapping into each of these powers gives us an opportunity to really go much deeper with that and say, oh, here's another way that I can really tap into what's possible for me, and to tap into a greater sense of purpose for yourself on the planet. And so also by doing it once a month, we have, this month is the power of understanding. In Unity wide, we're all celebrating understanding this month. And so there's something about that as well. This kind of broad holding that we have for something really helps to really anchor it even further. All right, so the title of the message today is The Evolution of Unity, of Understanding, although Unity also evolves, the evolution of understanding, the path to relational wisdom. And so that's kind of an interesting thing. It's not just understanding, but it's the evolution of understanding. So I have a question for you guys before we begin. Don, if you can get your mic ready. Question is, does understanding evolve?
Yes.
Have you had that experience, and would you like to share a little bit about what that is like for you?
So by evolve, I once was living like this, so I had this notion of the way things are, and now it's different. So are you asking the audience to give an example?
Yes.
All right.
So what this
Who wants to
means.
give it? Bettina, you got an example. I don't know if you want to talk or not.
Sure. anyways, let's see, my understanding of my life and my person as I am when I was married, and then 7 years ago I got a divorce after 25-year marriage, and now my understanding of who I am now is really interesting to see.
It's kind of like those points were like initiations of
Yeah.
sorts in your life, yes.
God bless you all.
God bless you.
My amazing understanding is that change is the only constant. It gives me something to think about now. But 5 minutes from now, that will change. And I will either leave it, let it go, or I will embrace it and see what it can do for me. That's better than anything that I could ever have, is my understanding.
That's beautiful, thank you.
Buddy, my understanding has evolved from, my understanding has evolved as I have grown and healed and worked through the process of self-love, unconditional love for everyone, and forgiving of myself and others, to where I can say I understand at a much deeper level as to who I am and who my fellow human beings are. I used to think, okay, I have to see them through the eyes of God, but now I see them as one of me. I am one of them, they are one of me. So as we evolve through love, deep love, and forgiveness, we evolve in our understanding that moves into much deeper levels. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. That made me realize, so for me, the understanding is of what I am. And it's not a who, it's what am I, and it's not my memories and thoughts. It's this.
Anyone else? Oh. Gordon, and then I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I think you're asking, does human understanding evolve? I think consciousness and understanding are sort of very similar to each other. Human evolution, consciousness definitely evolves, so I would say understanding has to evolve along with it. So it's understanding of what is understanding of God, for instance, does evolve. Does it evolve with age, or does it evolve with culture and standing? I think yes. So I think in every way understanding evolves within human consciousness.
Yes, thank you.
And we have time for one more.
Yes.
For me, it's kind of a three-part experience. When I walk in the shoes of other people and experience something I haven't experienced before, I have understanding, which is followed by compassion I didn't have before I walked in those shoes of someone else.
Beautiful, thank you so much. And so each of you were talking about understanding from the standpoint of you start over here and then something shifts in the way that you are perceiving it, and then you end up in a different place. And so very much we will be talking about that as a kind of a journey. And part of it is really understanding, and I know this is the heart of the Course in Miracles as well. When you change your perception of that, of something, everything shifts. Have you noticed that? And a lot of times you think it's the outer that has all the power. And this is about understanding that this perceptual capacity that we have is so powerful that it completely can change our experience if we change our perception of it. And so, our journey with this, as many journeys are, begins in the dark. So you may have noticed that the beginning of understanding is often not understanding anything. And some of us don't like the beginning of understanding for that reason, because we like to know. The mind needs to know, it needs to control, it needs to be on top of things, so forth and so on. But very often the beginning of true understanding is in the dark, it's in the mystery, it's in the not knowing. And so there's a range of reactions to this that could move from childlike curiosity, like I wonder what's possible, all the way to WTF. I want to get out of this. This has to look different. Or maybe you experience this stage like it's shown in this video. If you could play the video for us.
The funniest sound I ever heard. Though I can't understand a single word. I can't understand a single word. Well, is he serious or is he playing? But oh, my, is all he's saying. Oh, what does it mean? What is happening here?
Language that we don't quite get. So that's that beginning stage, but it's good to kind of be able to laugh with it and play with it a little bit. But where we're going with all of this is that the heart has reasons that reason cannot know. Understanding begins where explanation ends. And so we're going to go to the full gamut of that trip. And so we're going to use as our vehicle the 5 ways of being model. And I absolutely love this because each one of these ways of being is in and of itself an entirely different perceptual lens through which to look. Now, those of you that have been here for a while may know that last time I talked about this, it was the 4 ways of being. Does anyone remember the four ways of being, which I got from Michael Beckwith? But understanding evolves. Yeah. So now we have added on an entirely different way of being at the end, which is as us, which even deepens the entire experience. And so as a review, the 5 ways of being are to me, by me, through me, and as us. And so we begin with the idea of to me, which is totally victim consciousness and living at the level of effect. Now that's nobody here, but you may have some friends, which is why it's important that you're listening to this particular phase, that kind of feel like you're just going through life, you're minding your own business, and just stuff happens to you. That's this phase, you have nothing to do with it. It's kind of all unfair. This is something that, someone else is doing to you, or the circumstance of whatever that is. So it's whole victim consciousness. You don't have any control over anything, and this is just what's happening to you. So this is just so you can understand, because you probably have never had this experience, but your friends at home probably do, so now you can relate to them a little bit better. So that's the first stage, is victim consciousness. And that has a particular lens, and each of these has a lens, and it has possibilities, or lack of possibilities that are associated with it. So the next one is by me. And this is what we call creator consciousness, and this is the proactive approach. And so very often you will see people that are in the proactive approach deciding, well, they see everything that's happening, but there's something that they can do. This is like creation of affirmations, denials, beginning to dream, to use your power of imagination. There's something that you can do to really engage with this particular circumstance or person in a different type of a way. So the next one is through me. And this is the stage where you begin to realize that there is a power that is larger than you, that we're talking about this infinite face of God. So we're beginning to understand that there's something that is much larger than this circumstance, much larger than this relationship, much larger than what's happening with our bank account, that we can really just open up to and allow to totally flow through us. So there's an opening up to the divine, to the mystery of what's possible when we do that. There's a level of surrender in that, and an absolute flow through. So we do call this the flow surrender stage. And then the next stage is as me, which is oneness consciousness. And that's that beautiful shift into the first person realization with the divine. And very often it's a very subtle shift, but it's one that's extremely powerful. And recognizing that there is nothing that can be against you, that's completely impossible if you're the divine, that you are totally and absolutely empowered in the circumstance, that not only is love flowing through you, but you are love. Not only is joy flowing through you, but you are joy. Not only is peace flowing through you, but you are this peace. And so that's the oneness consciousness of as me. And so the next one is as us. So that's the new addition. And this is really collective consciousness. And many of us on the spiritual path are really dawning in this particular area, because this is your ability to really source your wisdom from connectivity itself. So it's a profound awareness of your connectivity with everything and everyone. But it's not only the experience of that, but to understand there is a wisdom that flows through you at this point. And that is really when you are speaking on behalf of not only yourself, but the entire world and universe. All right, so we're going to take a look at all of this within a particular context. And we're going to use the story of Joseph in the Bible. Are you all familiar with that story? It's actually one of my favorite ones. It's kind of a fun story to work with. And so we have, Joseph was the 11th son of Jacob. And so he was born to his beloved wife Rachel. And he was young, gifted, and deeply favored. So that means that his daddy liked him better than all of the others. Can you begin to see troubles beginning to build with this story here? And so his father gave him a richly ornamental robe, a coat of many colors. But of course, favor breeds tension, and his other brothers began to seethe with jealousy. So to make matters worse, Joseph used to go around and brag because he had this beautiful gift of dreams and of being prophetic. And so he would go through and he would say all of his beautiful dreams to the family, just becoming more and more annoying to his brothers with all of this. And one time he tells his brothers and his dad, I had this amazing dream that you all were bowing down to me. So you can imagine the reaction to that. And so his father one day sent Joseph out to check on his brothers in the field. And this was the beginning of where fate turns, in a bad direction. So their anger overtook them, and they tore off his robe, they threw him in a pit, and eventually sold him to traveling merchants heading for Egypt. And then they told their father Jacob that he had been killed by a wild animal. So in Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, who was an officer of the Pharaoh, and he served him very well, and he rose in his trust. But then he was falsely accused by Potiphar's wife and thrown into prison. So even in prison, Joseph's wisdom shone. He interpreted dreams for fellow inmates. One would live and the other one would die. And his interpretations were always accurate. And eventually the word got back to the Pharaoh, because the Pharaoh himself needed some support with the situation. And he was troubled by a particular dream that he had, and he couldn't really explain it. So Joseph was brought forth, and he interpreted the dream, saying that there would be 7 years of abundance, which would be followed by 7 years of famine. And so the Pharaoh was very impressed, and he made Joseph second in command of all of Egypt, overseeing the food storage and the distribution. And when the famine came, it reached even Joseph's homeland. His brothers arrived in Egypt seeking help, not recognizing the powerful man before them. So you see how things now have come back full circle. And Joseph tested them and moved through sorrow and memory, and at last he revealed his true identity. And at that point he wept with them, he saw their suffering, and he said, "What you meant for harm, God has used for good, for the saving of many lives." So that is a very, very beautiful story. So we're going to take a look at all the different ways of perceiving that or of understanding that. So the first one is to me. So I had to think before I got into all this. Who is familiar with the Enneagram here? Maybe you heard the Enneagram. So Don, what Enneagram type do you think Joseph was?
Ooh. He accepted his fate. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say 7 comes
That's what I was
up.
thinking.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
So, always ready to take on the next adventure, not much of a victim, can see the optimism in every situation.
Right, yeah. A little bit of a 3 there, so he probably has the tri-type thing going, a little bit.
Yeah.
As well, but yeah, I did see the 7, the kind of outgoing fun, the coat of many colors. Here's what I'm dreaming about you, all of this kind of thing, so. And the persevering, yes. So I would definitely say that. All right, so the first way we're gonna look at it is through the lens of to me. And it's, if you have only this one lens, you could look at the story and see at several points where Joseph could have decided that he's the victim, right? There were some kind of things that happened to him that were not very good. So I call this deep in the pit of life. And it's really the ultimate stage. It's the most painful stage, I would say, of all of them, because it's the epitome of separation. I mean, it's feeling it's feeling separate from yourself, separate from other people, separate from possibilities, separate from God, in the most extreme sense. So it's very much that sense of really being in the pit. And so he could have decided to kind of wallow there. I mean, most of us could look at that and say there were several things that happened to him. He was thrown into this pit. He was falsely accused. He was sent to prison, and several of these things have occurred where at any one of those points he could have just decided, this is my lot in life. I am a victim here. They have done this to me. I have, not contributed in any way to my situation, and could just absolutely stay there. So that's the to me stage. And so when you speak to your friends at home about this, since I know you can't really relate to this stage, you might want to ask them, is there anything in their lives where sometimes they really go here? Because in the end, we're going to tie this all together, so it's important to really be able to embrace all of these actually without judgment. So the next stage is by me, and I call this the dreaming in the dark stage. And so here he is in the pit, here he is in prison and various things, and yet he still dreams. And so this is a really beautiful stage. It's a very tender stage, because you're moving out of the whole victim thing, but it creates the possibility and the necessity for an incredible amount of faith, if you think about it, right? That here you are in a very challenging situation, and yet you're choosing to make this shift, and you're going to think about possibilities, or you're going to dream, or you're going to find some level of agency, that you can really bring to the scenario. And so very often I try to think about Joseph in this scenario, and I was imagining him scribing denials and affirmations on the walls of the prison. So that's this type of thing. So I have a question for you. If you were Joseph, what denial and affirmation would you scribe on the walls?
I'm blank. Who's gonna help?
Thank you. Let me see this in a different way.
That's very good.
Anyone else?
I am free.
This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to see beyond appearances.
Yes. Very good. Sid had his hand up there.
I was seeing the pit as a negative, and the dreaming was a shift, the polar opposite of what was bad. He was able to see something good and seeing the possibilities. It all starts with the dream.
Absolutely.
I am ascending to my true purpose.
Yes.
I like that.
All of you would have been very good companions for Joseph, I think, whether he's in the pit or in prison or all of these other things that are going on.
There's gotta be a better way.
Yes.
So that's true.
Very, very good. So that really embraces that particular stage where we can take a look and see that he really chose in each of those situations to continue to allow his gifts to shine and to come forth and wound up having a very predominant place in Egypt. And so then he moves to this next phase, which is, let's see what by me denials. So through me is the next one, which is beginning to really see this larger picture of how you are part of a larger picture. So it's no longer about what's happening to him in the pit, what's happening to him in prison, whether he gets out or not, but there's this larger picture where you begin to see that his dreams and his willingness to continue to share his light has effect not only on him, but on other people. So he's been given this opportunity now to see, this is beginning to affect all of Egypt and the adjoining lands, because I am willing now to allow my light to shine. So that is that next stage of through me. I call it igniting the flow. And then the next stage after that is as me. And so you shift from not only recognizing that there is this larger flow that can come through you, but you really move into that first person relationship and you really see the I am presence that you are. I am that I am. And it's a really beautiful moment where you can watch him as that young sort of arrogant kid, that was thrown into the pit, and that identity shifting all through the many years that it took for him to have that new prominent position in Egypt, and to now be this new identity that understands his own divinity to the point where he can now forgive his brothers, and he can embrace them, and they can see him for who he truly is. So that's a very beautiful full circle of identity for him. And the next one is the as us, or the sacred entanglement. And so in the earlier stages, we have the to me, the by me, the through me, and the as me. The self is still perceived as a distinct I in relationship to spirit, which is also a beautiful thing. But the as me really collapses even that separation. So it's no longer God working through me for others. It's the field of life expressing itself as a we. So in this moment, you stop identifying as a drop and recognizing that you are the tide itself. So it's a shift from identity into entanglement. The surrender of authority into co-authorship. So the universe recognizes itself through your eyes and your story and your own trembling yes to the situation. So this is the relational wisdom that is really embodied at this point, where wounds become wisdom not only for you, but through you and for the whole. And so I always like to think of at this stage that the universe is very ecological, which means everything is used. So which means that there are no bad characters in this story, there are no bad circumstances in this story, that everything becomes an amazing portal into limitless possibilities. And I love the fact that, like, with this shift of perception, like, even the portal is not static. Like, a lot of times we like to think of, well, this situation has this particular gift and I have to figure it out. But depending on what you are bringing to it, your openness, your receptivity, your love, will actually change what's possible for you to receive as a gift from each of these scenarios. So there's an aliveness in this process that is amazing. And so the answer to does understanding evolve is yes. It absolutely does move forward, and it opens, and I like to look at it as a type of an allurement from the divine as we are moving into a greater understanding of what is possible. And so what I would like to do now is I'm going to have an affirmation. We're going to have a meditation that will be kind of like Joseph's affirmation as he moves into this stage of as us. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, beginning to breathe. And these are the words of Joseph's, but I would like you to think about them as your own words as you hear these words. There comes a moment on the path when the mirror softens, and I no longer see myself as the center of the story, but as the story itself unfolding. In a chorus of voices, a tangle of roots, a tide of trembling yes. I am no longer doing the healing. I am the field in which healing moves. I am no longer the dreamer alone in the night. I am the dream dreamt by something vast and ancient and whole. I speak and the voice is shared. I forgive and the waters part for many. I weep and the earth weeps with me. I rejoice and galaxies pulse with light. This is not a destination. It is a remembering that I have never been separate, that my healing is our healing, that my becoming is our liberation, that even the ache was never mine alone. Here in the sacred web, we do not fix, we do not conquer, we tend. With muddy hands and open hearts, we walk each other home, not back to what was, but forward into a new way of being. Not me, not you, but us as us. I invite you to take a deep breath in, breathing in the consciousness of as us and feeling this deep connectivity. For it is impossible to be separate from anything or anyone. And feel the deep wisdom that becomes available in this interconnectivity. Allowing this to permeate every part of your being, body, mind, spirit, bringing you its peace, bringing you its joy, gifting you with its centeredness and purpose, and the deep knowingness that this is the way it really is.
tangled snare I couldn't understand. Heart has reasons, reason can't know. It read so clear and bold. The magic light just couldn't go where mysteries unfold. Sometimes we feel a deeper truth, a pull we can't explain. On the logic transcend joy and pain. Oh, the heart has reasons, reason can't define. A deeper knowing intertwined, a truth that's truly mine. Understanding blossoms free, where explanations fade. A silent click, a feeling key, a wisdom bravely made. Yeah. Thank you, Danny. Imagine loss, a cherished dream reduced to ash and dust. A logic pointed to a scheme where new beginnings trust. But often deep inside, a plea for what was known and loved. Spirit's choice, intuitive, by strong currents move. And no numbers could express that time, no facts could ever show. The powerful why beneath the sky, seeds of feeling so. The heart has reasons, reasons can't define. A deeper knowing intertwined, a truth is truly mine. And understanding blossoms free, when explanations fade. A silent click, a feeling key, a wisdom bravely made. Learning sometimes hard and new, with words and patient grace. Explanations I would strew across the time and space. You'd nod, you'd try, follow each line, expecting to proceed. But understanding subtle side takes its own time to weave. Yeah, buddy, you struggle with the timid part, the concept won't quite flow. You're given every single start, a mind that's always known. The quiet falls, you pause and rest, you search within your mind, and suddenly you pass the test. Clarity you'll find, a perfect grasp, a knowing gaze, a whisper, now I see. Beyond the words in silent ways, true comprehension's glee. Oh, the heart has reasons, reason can't define. A deeper knowing intertwined, a truth is truly mine. And understanding blossoms free, where explanations fade. A silent click, a feeling key, wisdom bravely made. A silent click, a feeling key, a wisdom bravely made. One more time. Yeah, man. That's cool. Good news. Hey, there are no guarantees. Huh? I never said there was a guarantee.
I guarantee you're awesome.
Guarantee you're awesome. This is a big day for you. Did you do the morning service too?
I did.
You did.
Well,
And you sang your heart out to us today.
I
I don't know if your heart
been
was
doing
out. Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, and thank you, Lisa. I told you that this was going to be an awesome service. Was I right? Wasn't? Yeah, we really tied this all together, and I like to simplify things because I'm very simple. So what came to me is I give you life so that you can live it more fully. And the path is gratitude and forgiveness. So wherever you see yourself in the dynamic of this, I am, to me, through me, as us, it's just pointing you to greater love. So thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm up here to do more than just summarize the service. Hello. This is the time that you have an opportunity to show us your appreciation financially. So we have an affirmation. You can hold your gift in your hand and we'll say this together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give. Wait a second. All that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Phew. Okay, you can pass your gifts to the aisles. Usher. Gifted spiritual providers of love. Okay, so let's bless this offering, knowing that the abundance and the generosity of the giver is also receiving. There is a portal of abundance flowing easily into your physical lives, and we are grateful. Grateful for each other, grateful for this time, and blessed beyond measure. And so it is.
And now it is that fun and wonderful time for our affirmations. So I invite us to stand. Get ready to use your outdoor voices. Repeat after me. I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
I am a divine keeper of the flame.
I am a divine keeper of the flame.
I am an unlimited expression of love.
I am an unlimited expression of love.
I'm an author of the impossible.
I am an author of the impossible.
I am a living miracle.
I am a living miracle.
I'm a living miracle.
I am a living miracle.
I'm a radiant expression of the divine.
I am a radiant expression of the divine.
Infinitely loved.
Infinitely loved.
And eternally supported.
And eternally supported.
I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Yes, peace on earth and now begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, now peace is meant to be.
God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a beloved